For about the past year, I have seen a new name on the scene when it comes to the issue of Dr. Umar Johnson, and the name is Mary Ann Lorient. She is the owner and founder of Lorient Vision Production, and the way she knows Dr. Umar Johnson is through a film collaboration in which she brought him to Cleveland for 3 days. They worked together, and during that time, she provided him hotel and accommodation. And something went wrong in the business deal. She sued Dr. Umar Johnson, and then she won.
Is that right?
But Lorient is also a part of the larger conscious community. And not only did she provide opportunities for Umar to be in the film, she's also one of the people who donated to his school, FDMG Academy. And as we know, that school has never come into fruition. But Mary Ann Lorient, while she may not be very popular on social media, she is popular for one thing.
What's
coming
that?
against Dr. Umar Johnson.
Is that right?
So on Christmas Day, she came out with some breaking news.
It's 40 of us. Now, the reason I'm part of it, yes, I did get a settlement, but they're using all my donation money to show that I was a supporter who did give donation and never received any receipt, and to backtrack to see if he followed proper procedure, whether he has donors, tax exempt, or whether I'll have to read the legal term to you guys, but before I lose my train of thought. So it's to show that she was a donor. She gave this money. Here are all her cashier check. She never received any receipts, so now he has to give accountability for that money.
Damn! That boy
Now, in
down
this
bad.
instance, her and 40 other people
40
have
others.
decided to file a case against Dr. Umar Johnson. They've hired a lawyer, and they want to know, how is the money being spent? What is happening with the funds? And when, if ever, is the school going to be open? But wait, there's more.
A letter from the attorney that's representing the party of 40 will be sent to him to show good faith that we're willing to sit down and to give him a chance to give an explanation to why this school hasn't been open,
Okay.
or when will this school be open, and then to give explanation on how the donation money is used. Is it being used appropriately for what the donor has
Put him on
given
the
the
spot.
money for?
In so many words, she's going to allow Dr. Umar Johnson, her and the other 40, basically
And
to
to
give
explain
him the
itself.
opportunity to respond to the claims. Now, she was included in the suit also because she has all the receipts of all the money that she's ever given him, and so do the others. Yet there has
Like you supposed
been
to.
no activity with this money. And of course, we have heard this from other people. But the other things that she's talking about is very, very disturbing.
Is that right?
The donor, there's one person we tried to include, but they kind of reject her out. This is the woman that I was dating. She didn't fit the criteria. So
Stop.
but they said she'd get an attorney, and the reason she didn't fit the criteria, they call it a romantic encounter. She did give him access to her bank account, where I shared in the last video where he took that $6
He gave her access to his bank account?
romantic encounter. She did
Hold on.
call it a romantic. The reason she didn't fit the criteria, they call it a romantic encounter.
So basically, she was messing with Dr. Umar.
She did give him access to her bank account,
Oh, access to her bank account.
where I shared in the last video where he took that $6,000. So they reject her.
She will claim that one of the women could not be involved in the lawsuit because the woman who has 4 kids was dealing with Dr. Umar Johnson. In other words, Dr. Umar Johnson was sleeping with his donors. And not only was he sleeping with her, Dr. Umar Johnson removed $6,000 from her bank
Took
account
her money
without permission after a romantic encounter. But then there's another serious allegation.
That nigga is dealing with some shit.
That she's going to leverage against Dr. Umar Johnson.
You were stranded from 7 a.m.? So yes, Miss Marianne. He asked me to come. He wanted to go over the scene. He said, come on. I don't know if she was telling me the truth or in other words, she said he asked her to come. He wanted to go over some scene, but there was some flirting on both parts. So she was a willing participant. She went to the room. So she said when she got to the room, everything was cool. And then she said, I don't have to get into detail. She was very detailed with me, but I don't have to get into detail. You guys understand what took place.
Mm-hmm.
And then she said, after that, he said, you need to leave.
Ah!
And then she told me, she's like, I told him, I said, when you asked me to come, my cousin said, there's not enough gas for me to drop you and come pick you up. Or you're going to have a ride back. And I told them,
Nigga ain't got enough gas.
You told me, come on, we'll figure it out. And she's like, I don't have a ride back. I can't leave. And she said he was insisting, you can't stay here. I'm a leader. They can't pick me up in the morning. And I'm coming out of my hotel room with a woman. You have to leave.
Woo!
Nigga do it getting fucking with some shit he ain't supposed to be fucking with, you know what I'm saying? And then gonna do her like this, bro. You can't do a shorty like that, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I cracked a shorty and I told that bitch to leave. Then I seen her, I fucked around, seen her at a bar with a new shorty I was talking with. You know what I'm saying? Talking to. You know what I'm saying? And she got to talking crazy. Yeah, I understand that. If you go do him like that, bro, don't even mess with him, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I learned from my own self.
Up in the morning, and I'm coming out of my hotel room with a woman. You have to leave.
Woo! This allegation is really strong because Dr. Umar Johnson invited a lady over to his hotel room, and he
clapped the cheeks.
He clapped the hell out of her cheeks and then basically kicked her out. The woman had no way to get back home. And Dr. Umar Johnson said, listen, I'm a leader and
I don't have no gas to take you.
Catch you coming out of this room. You have to leave.
No. That nigga took her $6,000. At what point did he take it, though? Was it before or after this? And that nigga said he don't got no money.
Right now.
No gas.
Now, again, we can sit here and say, all right, this lady, Marianne Laurent, she's upset.
Or was she saying that? I don't know.
She's a hater. I mean, there's no way that this is true against Dr. Umar Johnson. This could not have happened.
Her tone tells me it's true. She's like whispering this shit. This is probably how she really is, though. But like, I wouldn't.
Then
assume she's
we
lying.
Have proof that Dr. Umar Johnson does mess with his followers.
To feminine energy, when she took her underwear off, brothers and sisters, she smelled like something crawled up inside her and died.
No.
She smelled like an old fish tank. You ever smell a fish tank that somebody ain't cleaned in like 2 years? They got goldfish in there. They got all kind of fish.
And the fish are alive?
And it ain't been cleaned in years. That's what she smelled like when she took off those funky ass drawers. Her drawers were so old and so funky that I thought it was a wife beater. That's how stretched out her drawers was.
Wow.
Her drawers were so old and so funky, I thought her underwear was a slingshot. Her drawers were so funky.
You messing with a big bitch.
And so stank, brothers and sisters, that I thought it was a wife beater, brothers and sisters. And I don't mean no disrespect. So when she said, it's my turn, after she got finished swallowing the Shango, she said, it's my turn. After she got finished swallowing the Prince of Pan-Africanism, she said, it's my turn. And I'm sitting there and I'm saying to myself, how do I get out of this?
Not only does Dr. Umar Johnson prey on women, he takes their money, okay? And not only does he take their money, and this is true because Dr. Umar Johnson typically deals with middle-aged women, typically single mothers. He doesn't deal with women.
One thing you gotta realize, if you meeting somebody off this internet, or their personality, they're famous or whatnot, bro, they're not even me. Nigga, you don't know me in real life. You know what I'm saying? You don't know them in real life. They may have those values, or still kind of move how they move, or with what they say on the internet, but that's not the full story, bro. You don't know nobody, man.
Typically deals with middle-aged women, typically single mothers. He doesn't deal with women.
She gave him access to her bank, to her bank account
that he spends money on. That's one of the tricks that Mr. Umar Johnson, aka Jermaine Shoemaker, will do.
Shoemaker,
he will deal with women that are
send that nigga back to the jungle,
50s, pleasantly plump, and he'll make sure these women have resources. He can use their car, things like that. He'll also ask those women to take care of his mother, because if he gets somebody young, 25, 30, he'll have to spend money, and Dr. Umar Johnson ain't spending no money on no cheeks. And we've already heard him talk about the ladies' private parts, what they smelled like.
We know that's her, though.
He admitted what the lady did and swallowed the Shango and all of that. And this is the
Prince of Pan-Africanism.
person that is saying that he's a black leader. And now what you're hearing from other black women is, listen, Dr. Umar Johnson not only scammed me, but he's also taking advantage of other women. When we invited him to a film project in Ohio, there is evidence that she's given on 2 occasions. One lady who could not be involved in the lawsuit, and a lady that she saw or she knew about within her production of her film, in which she felt bad because she refused to help that lady at the time. But here is the most important thing that she said about this whole situation.
I was outnumbered. You have to understand, these are conscious people, and they wanted to do the route of sitting down. In the conscious community, going to court, it's not a thing they really practice. That's something that will be used for the extreme last resort, and he knows this, and I think he preys on that. And also for me, with someone with a religious background, they advise you to take 1 or 2, settle matter. Court is also used for a last resort. But what I want to say publicly is there's a lot of people that may not give their money back, but I'm glad that I was able to retrieve mine and help a select few to get their money back and to stop him from preying on the community.
She says something that's remarkable, and I've talked about this on my channel. She says, in the conscious community, when I wanted to do this, I was outnumbered. People in the conscious community or the pro-black community don't want to go to court. They don't want to tell on people. It feels like I'm using the white man to bring the black man down. So they typically like to keep this out of court. Let's talk to the brother. Let's not bring it out to the public. But what happens is Dr. Umar Johnson, he preys on that.
What Dr. Umar Johnson did was made it harder for the next black man or black person to do this, bro. To do what he said he was going to do.
He hopes that...
Yeah, that's a shame, bro. Like, why? Why do we have to do this, bro?
You won't tell. This is why when he talked about the 50 Cent Diddy video and 50 Cent exposing Diddy, he said this.
And I have no problem with black people holding black people accountable. I'm having a problem.
This dude is, bro, he's doing a fucking stream with what's his Rod? This nigga, his name, he go by Rod or something. Bro. Red flag, bro. Why are you using young streamers who has a young audience, bro, to get your clout up, to get your name up? But yeah, you're supposed to be so prolific. You're starting a school. that's like Trump and Lil Pump and Aiden Ross shit. You know what I'm saying? Trump is just the president. You know what I'm saying? Like he but he's no different. Trump and Dr. Umar are no different. You know what I'm saying? Trump just actually has a real system behind him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's the white guy. He's the white man. He's the billionaire. You know what I'm saying? That was birthed into this life. You know? It's just, to me, it speaks volumes to, like, okay, you're probably not, your priorities are probably in the wrong place. You know what I'm saying?
With black people needing to expose black people that in-depthly,
Yeah.
but you never expose white people who do things to black people.
The reason why he said that, and I talked about it before, is because so many people in the pro-black movement or in the conscious community want to be able to deal in opacity. And opacity is basically lacking transparency, cloudiness, fogginess, and that's what they like. And so if they can stop you from telling on other black people and only worry about telling on the white men, then they can run free. They can sleep with women. They can go ahead and steal money. They can do whatever, be unaccountable. It's not just Umar doing it. Black preachers have done it for years. There have been several black pastors amongst the black community for the last 100 years that's having babies in congregations, dealing with men, and everybody kind of swept it under the rug because nobody wanted to tell. And that culture still persists in the pro-black community because they don't want to bring accountability to somebody, and people are also looked down upon for forcing accountability. Then on one hand, when you let things like this fester out, then you complain about the lack of development in the black community. You complain about how things and structures and frameworks don't work, but you have a person that's supposed to be assisting black people and wants to be respected as a leader, but he doesn't want to do what a leader's supposed to do. A leader has standards. A leader just can't hop on podcasts and give his intellectual framework, and when the camera goes off, does whatever he does, like asking for donations and not building schools and using.
You gotta be that off the camera. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be that person at all times, bro. Gotta be in you, not on you.
People's wealth to benefit him. That's a sickness. But once these people are brought out to the forefront,
just like the Black Lives Matter movement, man. This is a shame, bro. You go to a black-owned business and they advertise it as black-owned, right? The prices are gonna be $50 for 3 chicken wings.
benefit him. That's a sickness. But once these people are brought out to the forefront, that's how things can change. And what happens is when you allow the Umars of the world to, run rampant, what it does, it lowers the institutional trust that we have in each other as the black community. Because if I want to do business with you, or you want to do business with me, and I scam you, well then all they're gonna say is, when you want to bring it out to the public, well, why don't you go ask him about it? Why you can't handle this behind closed doors? Well, the person can't handle it behind closed doors. And if they want to handle it behind closed doors, I'll just ignore them because I figure you're not going to go and bring it out to the open. But once people get the bird's eye view on what I'm doing, now I have no way to hide. I have to treat you fairly. And the black community doesn't want to do that when it comes to black pastors, coming to folks like Dr. Umar Johnson, and in the conscious community in particular, because it's so easy to blame white people for everything when the reality is the majority of the problems that we faced are each other. Like, I'm in the Pan-African community.
Current day, yeah. The Africa, the whole continent, I ain't gonna say the whole continent, but the black folks of Africa, bro. You know what I'm saying? They do the same shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? And we doing this out here in America. It don't make no sense, bro. For what reason? Because everybody is selfish. It just wants to, it only cares for themselves. You know what I'm saying? No one cares about and that's why Charleston White be saying what he be saying, bro, about he don't care about black people and this and that. He don't care about no HBCU, and this is one of the reasons why, bro. You know what I'm saying? Cause look at what we do to each other, bro. You know? Yeah, we've had oppression, this, that, and the third. But why do we do this to each other? You know what I'm saying? Why do we continue to do this to each other when you're so-called conscious and woke? You know? It makes no sense,
I'm in
bro.
the pro-black community. There are people that are scamming all the time. Black Americans scamming in Tanzania. Black Americans scamming all the time in Kenya. We had one guy, Black Americans scamming
Nigga, look at the
in
Somalis.
Uganda. And the first thing they tell you is when somebody's scamming, oh, you see, you shouldn't be bringing their brother down. That's wrong. Until you get scammed and then you donate to that person and then they don't care about you. And all of a sudden you want to go ahead and join MAGA because you can't believe how unfairly you've been treated and you're sick of black folks. But these things can change when you put that in the framework. When you make people treat you fairly, the community fairly, they will have no choice or lose ground. But the opposite has happened for Dr. Umar Johnson. Dr. Umar Johnson, if he was any other race, Indian, Jewish, Asian, he would have been out of the community. Not only has Dr. Umar Johnson been able to scam, he keeps getting invited back to the Breakfast Club, Art of Dialogue, Ghana. The institutions in the black world still favor him despite all the evils that he finds himself doing. The gatekeepers of the Pan-African world keep allowing him to be successful. And then you wonder why people in the pro-black community continue to get hurt and continue to be devastated. It's because the institutional frameworks across the Pan-African world, even in the black community, hashtag FBA community, you can find in Africa, it's all similar, okay? We want to talk about what somebody else is doing and never talk about what we're doing. And so people get hurt, people get pissed off, people don't support black businesses, people don't want to be around black people, and then you get a fractured community simply because the framework was never established to be fair. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea D. Jackson.
Yeah, man, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. We on the road to 100K, okay? If you ain't hit that like button, subscribe button, and turned on all notifications, slap the dog shit about yourself, because that's the first thing you should have did when you clicked on this video. I'll get at y'all the next one, and I'm gone. T.Y. Peter 9.